What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Brap Genius back at again with another video. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about what it's like riding in the winter and how the gear that you wear makes all the difference in the world.
Yeah, start it off right, boys. Yeah. Oh my god.
Hi, Mom. Sorry, not sorry.
But on camera when I die?
Of course. So to get us started off, when I'm making this video, it is autumn. I think it's the first day of autumn. But, you know, winter's right around the corner. The air's getting a little nippy. And it just reminds me of, you know, what's to come in a couple weeks. So I've been riding for, you know, probably like 5 years now in the street. And over the time of my riding career, I have, you know, seen what it's like to ride in different seasons and basically what you are wearing and how it affects you in different ways. In the summer, if you're wearing a leather jacket, you are going to be hot. That's pretty obvious, but I don't think you really understand how it actually feels until you do it. And then in the winter, if you're not wearing the right gear, which is what we're going to be talking about today mostly, you're going to have a rough time. Now, I do ride into the winter. I usually ride in, you know, late November. And then by the time December comes, I usually put the bike away until at least March. But for that month of November, when it's cold, you know, I do stay out there. And the only reason I put the bike away for the winter is because around here, these roads get chewed up by the snow plows. I don't know what the ideology is, but we decide to pave all the roads, and not pave them, you know, just do the little bubble where it's like the asphalt sticking up over the road. We do that in the fall, right before the winter comes, when the snow plows are going to come and just rip it up again. So basically, if I ride in the winter, it's super dangerous because there's so much loose gravel on the road, and that's something you guys need to take into account too if you do choose to ride in the winter, is that if it snows a lot by you and your snow plows are eating up your roads, just be cautious because there's going to be a lot of loose gravel in the roads. So when you ride in the winter, gear is what will make or break you. In terms of riding conditions, you really need to just take things slow, especially in the beginning. When it's cold out, it takes your tires a lot longer to warm up. So you can't go out and just rip it right out the gate. I remember when I had my 2009 Ninja 650, you know, it was my first bike, and I was trying to show off in front of a couple friends my, you know, first season of riding. It was fall, probably around this time, and it was cold. It was probably like 40-something degrees outside, and I left the parking lot, and, you know, I was just gonna go 0 to the speed limit real quick, and my back tire just spun, and the whole bike just went back and forth, back and forth. You know, I almost crashed because I was inexperienced, and I didn't understand that when you're riding in the winter, you're not gonna have the same traction that you do when it's hot out or the roads are normal conditions. When it comes to the gear, I didn't really understand the difference either. I was taking my motorcycle to and from school when I could, because the gas mileage on a motorcycle is way better than what it was in my truck at the time. So when I could, I would take the motorcycle. And I learned the hard way, you know, the significance of wearing the right gear in accordance to weather that winter. I remember one time I took the bike, and I think it was about 30 to 35, no, it probably wasn't that bad. I think it was somewhere between 35 and 40 degrees. And the problem that I had was I was riding on the highway. A big difference when you're riding in the winter, speed makes a huge difference as well. For me personally, I feel like if I'm going 35 to 40 or less, you know, it's fine, it's pretty doable. Once you get over that, you really need the right gear, because if you don't, you are going to freeze. And that was my problem. I was coming back from school. I was probably doing about 65, 70 on the highway I was on. And I was wearing basically what I'm wearing now. Summer gloves and basically a summer jacket. You know, I have all the vents closed and stuff, but this is a summer jacket. And summer gloves, you could see the airflow in these gloves. You know, they're going to take in a lot of air. They're meant for the summer to keep you cool, not for the winter. And so basically I just froze. I froze my ass off. I was freezing that whole ride home. That is the coldest I've ever been in my life. It was so bad to the point where I literally felt the cold to my bones for days, probably 2 or 3 days. I was just freezing. And after that, I was like, I'm either never riding in the winter or I need better gear than this. And that was a huge wake-up call. After that, I ended up getting a leather jacket and some leather gloves. You know, my pants when I was riding, I have these motorcycle jeans. You know, I just wore, you know, some Under Armour underneath them. And it was fine, thankfully. But, you know, my upper body was just frozen. And then, you know, also, you want to be aware there's spots that are going to get cold that you're not used to in the other seasons. You need a neck scarf or something, because air is going to get into your helmet, and in between your jacket and where your helmet are, it's going to hit your neck, so it's going to get underneath the jacket, and it's really just going to make you cold. So if you guys are going to ride in the winter, make sure you do have a scarf or something as well to keep you warm. Now, I was completely in shock at the difference. You know, I knew it would make a difference, but I didn't understand how much of a difference until I tried it, between wearing that leather jacket versus the summer jacket. It is a night and day difference. If you guys can afford to have riding gear for both seasons, you need to do it. You know, I was just wearing just a jacket, and then eventually I even got better from there. I started wearing better layers and making sure that all the exposed areas of my body that were normally getting the little bits of wind were completely covered. And if you do it right, guys, you can be completely warm riding in really, really cold weather. Like I said, I usually avoid riding in it once we have our first snowstorm, just because of all the loose gravel. I don't want to take that risk. But, you know, that's why I ride up until almost December, because until we have that first snowstorm, if you're wearing the right gear, you're going to be just fine in the cold. But yeah, guys, I just wanted to go over some of the main points that you need to be aware of if you're going to be riding in the winter. The biggest thing I can, you know, tell you guys is wear the proper gear. Wear gear that's going to keep you warm, otherwise you are going to freeze. And just be aware that the conditions of the road are not going to be the same as they are in the other seasons. You're going to have to go more slow around turns. Your tires are going to take longer to warm up. There's a lot more elements that play with the road, such as gravel and all kinds of different things. So if you guys like this video, let me know by hitting the like button. If you want to see more videos like this, subscribe. And as always, guys, you have a great day. Peace.